In Memoriam, the holy cow, Lakshmi, passed into the light on 18th June 1948 at 11:30 am. Harindranath Chattopadhyaya. Before the golden sage who reigned still at the white foot of the celestial hill, Arunachala, Lord of the beacon light, I bow in reverence, then rise to write this song about the cow who, here she died, was by his touch of mercy defied, and set among the immortals who continue to breathe as light within me and within you. Lord of grace, thy holy name resounds from end to end. Thy mercy knows no bounds, thy power no limitation. Through thy peace, the struggles of thy seekers slowly cease, leaving a large contentment in the heart. Before thy luminous presence glooms depart, clouds vanish. In the stillness of thine eyes, the all-unseeing fool grows sudden wise. The ignorant grow learned. With a smile, thou canst redeem us in a fleeting while, rendering our lives significant. O, thou who wearest realization on thy brow, even as a jewel, with what master ease thou dost immortalize thy devotees, and thou art worshipped everywhere by all, who, touched by thy deep grace, have heard thee call, and gathered at thy feet numerous shapes of peacocks, squirrels, deer, and dogs, and apes, of cows and men. And from them thou dost draw thy chosen few according to a law, known but to thee, whom, drenching in thy love, thou dost to each allot a height above earth's little level, that they may arise from hells of flesh to the soul's paradise. It is of her I sing who is no more, Lakshmi, the master's sacred cow, who bore the beauty of goddess, she who was experience carven out of luminous paws and molded into creature line and curve. Lakshmi, the mother cow, was born to serve sage Ramana. Yet it was nothing strange. Some say her creature form was but a change from human, since such is the story told. She was a woman once, wizened and old, her wrinkled body all in tatters clad, but held behind that ugliness she had a lamp-like soul that bade herself engage in long and selfless services of the sage. She came to him through many noons and eves, bringing him simple fare of herbs and leaves, plucked with devotion, cooked with love and care, and it is said he ate the humble fare, as though it were a banquet. Serving thus, she died and passed into the luminous Lakshmi, that she might serve him once again, and so, through service, finally attain self-knowledge and release. Great Master, thou art all compassionate. Upon the brow of self-surrender, thou dost seal thy grace, and dost, in a miraculous while, efface bondage and grief. In thy compassion's ken, dumb creatures share an equal place with men. Thy law is universal, working out even through layers and layers of lampless doubt. Ultimate faith which sees thee as thou art, master illumination of the heart. Even so did Lakshmi know thee, Master, when she breathed and moved amidst a world of men who scarcely know thee. even as a cloud moves in the wide horizon, glow endowed, and solitarily she moved with grace. Within thy love's horizontal embrace. Within thy mercy's garden, hour by hour, she grew from bud to flower, and then from flower into the ripened fruit of wisdom hued with subtle hues of inward solitude. And while she was a bud, she lit the air with delicate sweetness, making us aware of some high mission to be done through her. Then, in the flowering state, she seemed to stir the hermitage with more than human power. And everywhere she went, she was a flower, scattering fragrance drawn from inwardness. The Master met her soul beyond our guess, in high communion and absolute love that transformed the flower into the fruit of ultimate ripe attainment. She has passed into his shining vast of essence, beyond form and name. She has become a flame upon his quiet altar, which shall burn forevermore, lending at every turn light to our hearts and splendor to our minds. Dark death, the wind of winds, cannot disturb it on that altar burning. She will no more in any form occur. The law of evolution no more binds her great untrammeled spirit. Lo, for her there is no more returning. Yet, let us see what was the heritage which brought her to all the compassionate sage. What strange unearthly scope embodied in her horoscope and in herself. This creature made of earth, what gave the high significance to her birth? What penance and what prayer in other births than this, her last, did she perform, scaling stair upon stair of pure illumination in the past, closing in ultimate ripeness. Let us unveil before the world her fascinating tale. In 1926, 4 mortal years after the passing of the sage's mother into the state of light and liberation granted to her by the great seer of seers, a bhakta came to offer salutation to him and brought with him a gift along, a cow and a she-calf, lovely and strong. The rose-red season ache in blood and limb. With tenderness the creatures gazed on him and knew he was their Lord. He only smiled and gently said, "The mother and the child need tending with devotion, love and care. So, take them back and know that I am there wherever they may be." Arunachala Pillai. Lord, they are thine. Have mercy and accept them. Every line, contour and curve of them are thine alone. It is a gift I make thee, humbly bowed, in reverence. I pray, do not disown the humble gift. Out of the crowd emerged a little man who hardly spoke, at other times a puny fragile man whose words collected to a masterstroke and seemed thrice pregnant with some future plan of which he was unconscious. Ramanada Dikshitar. It is my prayer the offering be accepted. In this place they shall remain receiving love and care, fed not on fodder merely, but thy grace. Thenceforth, the mother cow remained beside her lovely calf, which like a crescent waxed in beauty day by day, and seemed untied knot after knot of creaturehood. Relaxed, slowly but surely from her animal state. The calf appeared to sense the Lord and wait, tiptoe on some great happening, all sublime. Then they were led after a little time to dwell within a dairy in the town. Among 100 others of their ilk, conducted by a person of renown who earned his daily bread by selling milk. His name was Pasupati Iyer. He was Ramana's thrice humble devotee who visited the sage from day to day, and with him brought these twain to bend and pay homage along with him. The calf began within herself to calculate and plan her future carefully, yet no one guessed. The gathering inspirations in her breast, without show or fuss, she had decided to learn by note the roadways that divided the dairy from hermitage. And soon, growing from the young crescent to the moon, she grew in wisdom and self-confidence, and with her growth, within her grew the sense of adoration for the Lord, who was already bending her to other laws than those of earth and time. Each nerve in her began to wake and ache and thrill and stir with sweetness, until every nerve became a roadway kindled with unearthly flame, leading her footsteps to the hermitage where on her own she came at last to dwell. One of the few, the chosen of the sage, held evermore under his magic spell. Lakshmi, they called her, and indeed she proved goddess of wealth. The way she breathed and moved, the manner of her gait, the light that beamed in her large jewel glorious eyeballs seemed to bear an air of boons. After her coming, the little hermitage began a humming with affluence of progress. Thus, at length, it grew from joy to joy, from strength to strength. Lands multiplied, grew plenty, laughed with grain, and structures loomed like links within the chain of Ramana's growing kingdom. Her tangled mesh of mortal life is over. She is not among us now, a form of blood and flesh, but lives as lyric light that never dies. The memory of her movements, brimmed with grace, haunts us forever on her jewel eyes. Glitter in every corner of this place, shedding strange glory. Everywhere we turn, we feel her presence like to moonrise burn, cleaving our darkness, while they build and raise a monument to her in humble praise of her existence and her saintliness. She stands amidst the toiling men to bless their labor. Her divine arithmetic sums up the meaning of each stone and brick which go to build her pure mausoleum. Her presence is not heralded by drum or cymbal nor announced by sounding pipe, but by itself, which sheds around a ripe self-blaze of realization. She remains as one ecstatic tingle in our veins, linking us with a master, golden-hearted, who but a little hour ere she departed touched her into release, calm stroke by stroke, thrice tenderly, compassionately, awoke in her wondrous seerhood. She has gone beyond our common ken, beyond the dawn and noon and even fall, nay, she has earned creation's rich totality and turned part of creation's sweetness gripped above desire and hunger, thirst and ache and love which hold the world in bondage. Seer of seers, perfect us difficultly through the years. into the state to which she has attained. Make us like her, surrender every inch until we too have reached thy feet and gained self-cancellation. May we never flinch even by a hair's breadth from the truth thou art. Teach us, as thou didst her in limb and heart, the full surrender until naught remains of blindness and corruption, rusted chains of the betrayal. May we evermore learn from sweet Lakshmi to salute thy light, to bend in self-surrender and adore thy presence reigning on the starry height, piercing the darkness of sightless human sight. Give us the grace, like her, to see beyond thy human form, thy majesty enveloping the universe. Like her, make each of us a true interpreter of spirit radiance until we who seek grow one and indivisible with thy peak. Om Shri Ramanarpanamastu. The fates of souls are all by God ordained according to the deeds that they have done. That end that's destined ne'er to be attained will never be achieved by anyone, however hard they try. All those things too that is destined must occur one day, will come to pass whatever you may do, to interfere and try their course to stay. And this is certain, at length we come to see that it is best that we should silent be. Bhagavan Sri Ramana.